A story from Masnevi, the Padisah'S love to the consumer girl. Oh friends! Listen to this story. In fact, it is our current state. Before that, there was a king. He had both world and religion reigns. One day, while the Sultan was riding on an animal for hunting with his private men, he saw a concubine on the main road. She became the slave of that concubine. The lithe bird began to flutter in the cage. He gave goods and bought that concubine. He took it and got his wish. But accidentally that concubine fell ill. The Sultan gathered physicians from right and left. He said, "Both of our lives are in your hands. My life is nothing, it is the life of my real soul. I am troubled, I am sick, that is my cure. Whoever finds a cure for my soul, he means, took my treasure, pearl and coral, my grace and blessings." They all said at once, "Let's sacrifice our lives. Let's think and treat together. Each of us is the Messiah of the world. We have a cure for every disease in our hands." They did not say, "If Allah wills, Inshallah," out of arrogance. Allah showed them the helplessness of people. Whatever medicine and treatment was used, the disease increased, and the purpose was not achieved. When that concubine became hairy from illness, the bloody tears of the Sultan turned into the river. When the Sultan saw that the doctors were helpless, he ran to the mosque barefoot. He went to the mosque and turned towards the mihrab. The place of prostration was drenched with tears. When he came to himself from poverty, he opened his mouth and began to praise Allah in a pleasant way, "My Allah, whose best gift is worldly property." What should I say? You already know the secrets. O my Lord, who is always a refuge for our wishes. We went astray this time too. But you said, "I know the things you hide," but you still put them out there and express them. And he started to cry. While he was crying, the Sultan fell asleep. A pir appeared in his dream. He said, "O Sultan, good news. Your wishes have been granted. If a foreigner comes tomorrow, he is from us. He is a competent physician. No, for he is one of those who are sure and true. See the certain magic in his medicine. And see the power of God in his temperament." The Sultan was waiting at the window to see the person shown to him in the dream, while the time of maturity came, and the sun was shining from the east and burning the stars. And he saw that a virtuous, extraordinarily talented, knowledgeable person was coming. The dream that the Sultan saw in the dream was also appearing on the face of that guest peer. The Sultan himself rushed to the place of the chamberlains, and he came to the presence of the guest from the unknown. He opened his arms and embraced her, took her in his heart like love, sighed. He started kissing her hand, forehead, asking where he was sitting, the way he had come. When that hospitality, that state of mind passed the assembly, he took that person's hand and took him to the harem. The Sultan told about the patient and his illness, and then took him to the patient. The physician saw the patient's face, counted his pulse, and examined his urine. He also listened to the symptoms and causes of his illness. He said, "The various treatments of other physicians, not repaired, completely destroyed. They are unaware of their inner state. Because of their blindness, they're all out of their minds. The doctor saw the disease, the secret thing was revealed to him. But he hid it and did not tell the Sultan. The concubine's illness was not due to bile and love. The smell of every wood comes from its smoke. From his groan, he saw that the concubine was heartbroken. His body is in good health, but he is caught in the heart. Love is evident from the groan of the heart. No disease is like a disease of the heart. The doctor said, "O Sultan, break the house and drive away your relatives. Let me ask something from this concubine, even if no one from the corner or the parish listens." The room has been vacated. There was no one left but the doctor and the patient. The doctor said sweetly, softly, "Where is your homeland?" Because the medicine of the people of each country is different. Who are your relatives in that country? Who are you close to? What are you attached to? He put his hand on the girl's pulse and asked one by one about the troubles and tortures he had suffered. He was asking the concubine about the status of friends through a story. The girl was telling the doctor all her secrets openly, talking about her station, her masters, her city and outside of her city. The doctor was listening to the girl's narration, paying attention to her pulse and its beating. Whose heart beats when his name is mentioned, that is what his heart desires in the world, he was saying. The concubine counted her friends in her hometown. After that, he commemorated another hometown. The doctor asked, "Which country did you go to first when you left your hometown?" Said. The girl said the name of a city and passed. But the color of his face and the beating of his pulse did not change. He counted his lords and cities one by one. She told over and over again those places, their homes, the time she spent there, the people she ate salt and bread. City by city, house by house, but the girl's veins did not move, nor her face turned pale. Until the doctor asked about the city of Samarkand, which is like sugar, the girl's pulse was normal, it was not beating much. When he asked about Samarkand, his heart beat quickly, his face turned red and turned yellow. Because he had broken up with his jeweler lover from Samarkand. When that doctor got this secret from the patient and reached the root of that trouble and trouble, he said, "In which neighborhood is his district?" she asked. The doctor said, "I immediately understood what his illness was. I'm going to show you some magic in the cure. Rejoice, relax, rest assured that I will do to you what the rain does to the grass. I'm suffering your pain, you don't be sad. I am more compassionate to you than 100 fathers. Oh, don't tell anyone this secret. No matter how many times the Sultan asks you about this, you still hide it. If your secrets remain hidden in the heart, that wish will come true quickly." The promises and blessings of that physician made the patient safe from fear. The doctor then got up and went to the presence of the Sultan. He informed the Sultan a little about this issue. He said, "The solution is this: let's bring the man whom the concubine loves, so that this problem can be healed. Summon the jeweler from that far city, deceive him with gold, with clothes." When the Sultan heard this word from the doctor, he accepted his advice wholeheartedly. He sent 1 or 2 competent, competent, and just people to that side as ambassadors. Those two gentlemen came to Samarkand as heralds from the Sultan to the jeweler. They said, "O gracious master! O man of ingenuity! Your praise has spread to the cities. Here, the Sultan has chosen you for the position of jeweler. Because you are very big in this job, you are very perfect. Take this dress, gold and silver, right now. When you come, you will be one of the Sultan's heir and bridesmaids." The man was proud when he saw a lot of goods and a lot of money. He left the city, the children. The man set off on the road in a cheerful mood. He was unaware that the Sultan meant for his life. When that strange person came from the road, the doctor took him to the presence of the Sultan. He conveyed it to the Sultan with dignity and treats, so that the candle of beauty should be lit at his head. When the Sultan saw him, he was very welcoming and handed over his gold treasure to him. Then the doctor said, "O great Sultan! Give that concubine to this traitor, so that she can be healed with Visali. Visali's water will take away that fire." The Sultan bestowed that moon-faced concubine to the jeweler. He paired the two willing people to each other. They took a murat for about 6 months and gave a murat. In this way, that girl also recovered completely. After that, the doctor made a sherbet for the jeweler. The jeweler drank, he began to melt in front of the girl. When the jeweler's beauty was no longer due to illness, the girl's life was freed from his troubles, and she gave up on him. When the jeweler got ugly and sick, and her face turned yellow and pale, the girl's heart gradually grew colder from him. Love that belongs only to the outward beauty is not love. They finally become a shame. I wish the jeweler had been completely shameful and embarrassed, had been found completely ugly, but this bad situation had not happened to him. Blood flowed like a river from the jeweler's eyes, his face became hostile to his soul, eventually died and went underground. That concubine was also free from love and disease and became immaculate.